Crossover gets inside and hammers it down. Suns, Booker for the win. Yes! Booker, this is for the win. Got it!
Welcome, everybody, to the Valley Podcast. Suns uncharacteristically blow the doors off of a terrible, terrible team. I was tweeting it earlier this week. Man, it was yesterday, actually. I was saying, this is kind of nice having a day off from these Suns games. My heart needed some rest because of all these games, whether we're supposed to beat them or not. My heart is just like pounding out of my chest. This wasn't one of those games. It feels great. My goal for this podcast, fellas, is I don't want to complain about anything. So please don't allow me to. Chat what's going on. Coach, what's going on. It's great to have you back, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Salty, great to have you as always. Coach, you've been gone for a while. Take us away.
Good to be back, and the Suns just did exactly what they were supposed to do the last few games when I was out, and then tonight they just stormed out to that 43-13, whatever that was, first quarter, which was just great to see. And everything just looked nice and clean and crisp, and they took Paul out when they needed to. They took Book out when they needed to. Ayton had 9 and 7. We won't get to that because you want nothing but positivity. We can get into some sticks.
You can be negative if you want to. I just personally don't want to be. That's my goal.
Everything was working tonight, man. I love their play to start the game whenever they get the tip, the lob to Ayton. I love when they do that. Everything just seems to be working. Dario's back. He's stroking it from 3. Craig is going to, do what Craig does. One day he'll score 13. One day he'll score 5, but he'll put in maximum effort. Once we get into it, I really want to talk about the James Jones interview for the whole second quarter. Did you guys watch the Suns broadcast this time?
Salty, did you? He's muted. I'll take this one for him for now. So yeah, I watched it. I was so distracted because I was enjoying the game, and I'm sad because I wasn't recording the game, so I can't go back and watch it. I'm really looking forward to your breakdown.
I took some notes on that.
Good.
So
Good.
That was the greatest thing. And then in the private Twitter chat that we all have, we did the Joe Johnson thing. So I'd love to touch on some 04-05 Suns for a second. Just a lot to talk about, but it was a good win.
Salty, did you see that James Jones interview?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I mean, they had to do something. We were killing the other team. I don't know if that was planned the whole time, or they're like, "Hey, we're jack stomping this other team, so get this interview in." You know what I'm saying? So people can be entertained, because at that point they knew kind of what was going on. Because what was the score at the first quarter? I think we were
43-13. 43-13. Yeah.
So 30-point lead. They're just like, all right, this game's over. So they got that interview in. But James Jones had a lot of good nuggets in there. I wanted Eddie Johnson to ask him why Sticks.
I saw you tweet that
time, but he didn't respond. He didn't ask that. But the way Sticks played tonight, you kind of see why.
Yeah, we got that answer.
We'll get
into
that
question answered for us. Much to my chagrin. I'm very upset about it. I still have Sticks back 100%. But yeah, he kind of came in and showed us. Me and Coach were watching the game together, and you can't deny that his foot speed on defense really isn't there yet. Maybe he is a liability in practice. I'm willing to hear that now, And of course, Monty knows more than me. I'm not dumb enough to think that I know better than Monty, But man, Coach, you got everything cool with your mic?
So what was the question that you asked, Evan? Just what did you think? Or
of the James Jones interview, was there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah. Is my mic better?
Yeah, it's better.
Good. Go for it.
Evan, take it away. Take it away, man.
thought that the most interesting note was when he said he learned from Reggie Miller. And I remember watching games with Salty when he would actually shoot for us and he's sticking the leg out there just like Reggie. So to hear him say that from Reggie, who's been around, Reggie's been around players. He fought against Isaiah Thomas. He fought against Larry Bird, the Knicks. He's been around a while. And so James Jones learned from Reggie Miller to just be around the players and notice the guys who contribute every night, take notes on them, their traits, their attributes, and he thinks he's been able to do that. I thought that was the biggest quote of the night, to find the guys who contribute every night and their characteristics and attributes. That says so much to me. And I even think it says more that we didn't pick up somebody at the deadline now, right? We weren't even rumored. Maybe we would have been rumored if we actually pursued them and we didn't for a reason. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Salt, go for it, man.
Is he muted again?
I think we lost Salt again. Yeah, he is. Slap that mute button, Salt. He's probably got a screaming kid, right?
Yeah.
No, man, I was really interested to hear everything he had to say, but the game was so damn interesting. Everything was dropping. I was just enjoying the game. And here he is over in the corner dropping all this great information. I was really thinking to myself, I'm hoping that Coach takes notes. I'm glad you did. Salty, you there?
Yo, sorry.
You're good, bro.
So the James Jones interview, he was just, I think, what were they asking? Oh, one thing that stood out was they asked James Jones, like, what are you guys doing to prepare for the other teams in the conference? Because it's pretty stacked in a certain amount of words. And he's like, I don't care about the other teams. Basically, was his response. He's like, we got to focus on what we're doing, and then everything will fall in line, essentially. And that's a good way to think about it, because there's so many different things that could go on between right now and the playoffs. It's ridiculous. Like, no one can predict who the Suns are going to play. So it'd be pointless to be like, hey, let's study our matchups right now and see what we can. It's like, it was a perfect answer. I'm not used to getting that kind of, that's like an answer I would give, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
The fact that he was saying that we need to focus on our defense and we got to do what we're supposed to do, that's the perfect mentality. We can't take teams for granted. We can't think that we're too good or whatever, essentially, that we've arrived, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
Those are all good things. Plus, he talked about that new training facility that they have, that they just opened up. And apparently the Suns can come and go, obviously, with that facility. And I don't think that they could do that before with practicing at the arena, because you
so
have
dumb
security staff and stuff like that, and then they have to let you in, so they can be on their own time. So if they want to go put up shots at like midnight or something, you know what I'm saying, on their time, they could go and put shots up at that facility, which is cool because they can all have access to it, and it's top notch, and the players love it. So it was cool to hear that kind of stuff, because especially with the COVID-19 protocols, he kind of focused on that. And then when they're home, that they have that home experience, but still stay, in touch and do practice when they're supposed to, but they can go to the facility whenever they need to. So that's cool. I like it.
Who's the white dude? Is it Kevin Ray?
Kevin Ray.
K Ray, come on.
K Ray. Sorry, it was just escaping me. I knew his name. So he asked Monty a question. He said, basically, was the reason why you guys didn't go out and sign another big, or didn't go out and sign anyone at the trade deadline, was it because you don't want to mess with the chemistry, like if it isn't broke, don't fix it thing? Is that the reason why? I kind of softballed the question for him, like, why didn't you guys sign anyone? And that's pretty much what he had to say. He was like, yeah, he's like, you don't want to mess with it. Like, he goes, we have a certain type of guy. Craig fits it, so that's why we felt comfortable bringing in him. But I think they really just didn't want to tinker with what we have. I mean, I think they really think that we're big enough as we are. And maybe that's because we play that 0.5 system, and Coach just really likes to play small. And Aiton's good enough when he's in there. We got to get on Aiton. Were you guys upset with Aiton tonight? I'm still not. Like, I'm still on Aiton's side.
No,
where's this positivity thing coming from? Someone DM you?
No, bro. Right? No.
I heard Burner was sending you nudes all night.
That's neither here nor there. The point
where did this thought process come from, though? It had to come from somewhere.
I've shifted my anger from DA to coach. Like,
no, but you said you wanted to be positive in general. I mean,
I am
too negative. I mean, where did this come from? Did you watch tape? Did you feel bad?
We just won by 37 points. I think it would be odd to be on this podcast complaining. There's nothing to complain about tonight. Tonight is nothing.
There's still stuff that you can talk about. It's not like a negative thing. Just because they won by that much doesn't mean there's stuff they can't work on. You know.
I'm also not mad at Aiton for having only a 9 and 7 point game and having what looks like to be 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row. They're a little bit subpar.
We didn't need him all game.
No, we didn't need him at all. And it's like my anger has shifted to coach. I feel like the coach does absolutely nothing to get Aiton involved.
You can't be negative, dude. You just
said,
line, bro.
Oh, you're saying you don't want me to be coach. You want me to be negative on coach. That's fair. Coach of the month, Monty. Congrats, man. You deserve it. I'm just not mad at Aiton. Are you guys mad at Aiton for this 9 and 7 in the chat? What do you guys think of him tonight? I just feel like he's out there and he's not getting any sort of love from the coach or from the guys. It's just the guards and forwards get to do whatever they want whenever they want. It's like, Aiton, look, if you're there and you're free for an alley-oop, we'll give you one. But if not, dude, just go do all the grunt work. And he's happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy with him.
I think it's clear at this point that Bridges and Cam Johnson are developing at a faster rate than Aiton is. And, I'm kind of okay with them getting more shots than Aiton overall. Like, did you all see that Mikal Bridges move where he was catching it fast break and he just did the Euro high step and I forgot if he laid it off the glass or he dunked it. But he's just developing so much. I'm okay with Aiton not getting the shots and giving them to Mikal and Cam Johnson. Am I wrong there? Am I off? Is that a good point, Salty?
No, that's true. I think that's good analysis. That Euro you did, it was sick. That was
great. That was one of the better moves he's done.
Yeah, it's full speed, and he just put that. It's like he's doing a dance move on the floor, And then Chris Paul, when he did that behind the backs Globetrotter looking thing that he did you see that?
That's some street nasty stuff. He didn't need to do that. There was no reason to do that other than he
just knew he could.
That's flexing is what that is. Hey, you guys might think I'm old, but hey, let me show you this. I'm surprised he didn't roll it off someone's head or bounce it back off their head and then do a spin move like a Globetrotter, because he can literally do whatever he wants. His ball handles are it's like an extension of his person, him dribbling the ball. It's incredible to see, man. I saw that. I was like, wow.
You're so right, man. And it's not just an extension of him when he's dribbling. It's an extension of him when he's in the mid-range shooting. It's like the ball is still connected to him. It's like he's just reaching out from the mid-range and just handing the ball like it's a finger roll from 9 feet away, man. It's beautiful. I can't believe how good he is at age 35. We are so lucky.
But as far as Aiton, I'll be the negative Nancy over here. I don't have a problem doing that, obviously, with my name. I think he could have got a little bit more boards, and like the comment was saying there from Facebook, I think he took it down, but boxing out and stuff like that. And then he's just on the slide. He's shown that he does this. It's 5 games really good, or 4 or 5, and then it's the next 3 or 4 it's a downslide, and then he'll go back up and then go down. So hopefully eventually he could just kind of taper out and be consistent across the board, but I get he wasn't needed that much in this game. I like the alley-oop plays right off the jump. Right, nice. Cool. I like that. And then the Booker combination throwing him oops, I like that too. I think he had 3 alley-oops this game.
Minimum 3, maybe 4. they really go at him in the first like 3-4 minutes of the game. Like that's it. Like we're going to get the tip. We're going to give him an alley-oop. We're going to get him down there. We're going to give him another alley-oop. We're going to feed him. We're going to feed him. How long have we been playing? 4 minutes? All right. Never pass him the ball again.
It's true. That's what happens, actually.
It is.
Aiden, you've had your touches for the night.
Yeah, we got you involved.
We'll
so
see
that
next
means
game.
for the rest of the game, when you get the opportunity to touch the ball, we're hoping you'll be hot because we got you hot. Like that's what that is. It's not like we're there. I don't know. Against a team like this tonight, I really would have liked to have seen him get like literally 10 more touches. Why not just put him out on an island in a game? It was clear as day we were going to win and just let him do some tuning up of his game.
They are saving the beast that is DeAndre Ayton for the playoffs. He's going to come out game 2, not game 1 because he can't show it game 1. Game 2, he's going to come out with like 48 and 22 or something just ridiculously stupid.
Humble Rumble is saying he heard DA got upset on the bench. Hopefully it was about his touches. I hope so, man. I hope he starts standing up for himself, to be honest, man, because he has the talent.
I saw multiple reports about that happening. I didn't see it. So if anybody has anything on Twitter or whatever, link it here or hit us up on Twitter. I'm curious about this exchange. And Montauk to Saric too.
There's multiple times. This isn't a one-off thing. He had 7 shots tonight. And of course, they blew out the other team, so he didn't play the 4th. But at the same time, Sarge got his touches. He got 9. Cam Johnson got 9. Campaign got 9. Those are all bench players. Jay Crowder only got 5 shots, but he goes up and down. The thing is, if you're supposed to have this big 3, which a lot of people are asking what the big 3 is for the Suns, and it kind of rotates around.
Here's 2 of them. Here's 2 of them.
If I was Aiden and I'm getting 7 to 8 touches a game, man, I'm going to be like, come on, throw me a bone every now and again. Give me like, I don't know, minimum 10. Let's start there because I think 10 would be 10 to 12. I've never, like, what's the most touches he's even got this season? He's really efficient on his play. He's never really shooting a bad percentage. He misses some shots, but it's hard, like the momentum thing, or you can't be in rhythm when you're not being fed, you know?
Yeah.
So
I'm looking up to see if I can find that stat.
Was it last game that he got a touchdown low with like 3 or 4 minutes left and he just went one-on-one with a nice little hook and made it? It was like in crunch time. It was last game. That was nice to see. I just hope that we start seeing this more and more. And we've got 24 games left now. That's it, you guys. We've got 24 games left in the season. How crazy is that?
That makes me depressed a little bit, actually, because it's been nice because the pandemic's been rough for everybody, but you remember that period with no sports? That was just so weird for me. And to have an actual good Suns team and a sports team to look forward to every other night or every couple of nights has just been clutch for me. You know, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to try to watch at night, and you get excited for the games. And the fact that that's going to go
all day.
The fact that that's going to go away bums me out, dude. I know it's a little bit away, but it just bums me out.
Well, you'll have the draft right afterwards, free agency,
and then summer league, and they're going to try to start the league on time. So this is going to be a shortened, abbreviated offseason, bro.
That's good and bad at the same time.
Chat, let us know if that bums you out that we're not going to have Suns games eventually.
Bro, but no. It'll be fine. You got 24 games, but then you've got these 7-game series, and I think we're going to play in at least 2 playoff series, man. That's another 14 games potentially. I think 3 series, maybe another 21. That's 40 games, bro. It's like half a season left. You know, we have plenty of time. Don't get worried about. I know what you mean, man. It's like these wins just keep coming. And don't worry, we'll talk about my great forcing of what the record was going to be.
So when do you guys want to talk about sticks? Because I think we need to address the elephant in the room, man.
Yeah, the elephant that's clumsy and ain't ready.
Go for it.
Can I defend him first? Can we officially just stop pushing for minutes for this dude and admit that he's just not ready or what? All right, go ahead.
Let me defend him. If there is a defense to be made for Sticks, it's this. The kid has not been playing at all. He finally gets in. He looked nervous. He looked like he looked scared. He looked like he was rushing things. He looked scared to make a mistake. Now, if that happens the next time I see Sticks, I'll be on your guys' side. But as for right now, I'm sticksing with the story that he was just scared and kind of choked tonight. However, he never got scared of the moment. You see that spin move he put on him at the end of the game and finished at the rim. He's not scared, man. And I love that about him. And I think he has the talent to back it up. We're going to see. But I will admit, you guys are probably more right than me tonight. He definitely didn't look ready.
Evan, you want to talk?
I just trusted what Monty was saying and what we've heard. He's just not ready. His defense isn't there. His rotations. You and I said at that one pick and roll or whatever, and Sticks was supposed to be the one rotating out, and he didn't. He's just not ready, and that's fine. And every rookie that is having a bad season or a newcomer on a team, in a way, unless you're like Kelly Oubre or something like that on a new team, they all just kind of get a pass this year with not being able to indoctrinate themselves into what that team does throughout the offseason. And the rookies had it the worst. So I want to see what he does in Summer League. I'm really curious about that. That's going to say a lot, especially about his development. That's what I want to see, because I remember when Josh Jackson played his second Summer League, I didn't even realize he was out there. He didn't do anything, and that totally translated to the rest of his son's career. So it's very, very important to have a good Summer League, at least a competitive Summer League, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I've been the Sticks cheerleader, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw him that first game. I think it was the Mavs. I have to go look back. But he came in, he stroked some threes, did some good stuff, did some pick and rolls, looked a lot more confident than he did tonight. Like tonight, he came out with his goggles on. They're like almost fogging up. You know what I'm saying? He was so nervous. He shot one shot, missed it, right? And then you could see him physically berating himself. Like, God damn it, I missed that shot. Like, literally, like, why did you screw up? Or this is your chance. He's thinking about this stuff. This is your chance, man. You're fucking it up. Like, you could just see him out there. And yeah, he just looked out of sorts.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give him 2 years. Because who it took 2 years to show what they were? Dragic. Me and Salty hated Goran Dragic's guts. Salty would have shanked him prison style if he could have got his hands on him. Because you remember how he acted in those Spurs series when he first came out as a rookie and a sophomore?
You're
scared as hell. Scared to bring the ball up like he was going to get ripped by Tony Parker. And then year 3, who is this effing demon? And so I'm willing to give Sticks just as much time, man. I gave Josh Jackson 2 years. I gave Josh Jackson more than 2 years.
Ben Wallace needed 5 in a new team.
I'm gonna give Sticks at least 2.
I agree.
You're right. Ben Wallace, he was a late bloomer. I won't give Sticks 5 years. I'll give him 2.
5 years. Who said that?
Well, he said Ben Wallace.
5
Ben
years.
Wallace, 5 years.
Wasn't
He'll
good.
be blossoming on some other team, dude. By that time, it's I don't know. It's a plus and a minus of being a really good team. Because let's be honest, if we were on a bad team, Sticks would be getting a lot of minutes, and we would see what he has. But we'll see what he has at the Summer League. It takes big men sometimes longer to develop. Look at Woods from the Rockets. I talk about him multiple times. He was in the G League for the Suns and then went to the Rockets and started dominating. So who knows, man? Hopefully he'll do it on with our team, or he'll, what I'm saying, where we won't give up on him before he kind of turns it around. But it was disheartening to say the least, because I tweeted out, I was like, it's finally happening, all caps. The guys from Blazers Uprise is like, what's happening? And I'm like, dude, it's just our rookie getting in, but I'm excited, You
need to shout out your boy, Gabe. First field goal, first points.
Oh, Tyshawn.
So I'm from Omaha. Used to always go to Creighton camp, stay in the dorms. Went to Creighton Prep for a little while in high school. Played for them. Tried to play for them. Grades sucked. But I love Creighton. I love Tyshawn Alexander. He looked good tonight, folks. He looked good tonight. Has a very nice release. He's big. He's big as hell. What is he, like 6'5" for a point guard? I didn't think he was that big. Man, he's smooth. I'm not going to get ahead of myself on him, but I'm very No. I'm just saying he's big and he looked good tonight. That's as far as I'll go.
He's 6'3", so he's not huge. 6'3"? He's 6'3", 195. Looks like an absolute baby though out
in the
there.
face, of course.
Yeah, but he is 22. He's the same age as Ayton. He was a senior after last year, right? He wasn't like a junior.
So, yeah.
Came out early. He was a senior. He looked pretty explosive. He looks fast. He really does. So another dude I'm looking forward to. But I said this about Jalen LeCue too. So
he didn't look scared of the moment, and he looks bigger than LeCue. He looks like he can be way more effective on defense.
It looks like he was not ready for the moment, but prepared for it to be able to come in and do something with it.
Charles says, is Creighton really religious? It is pretty religious. It's a Catholic school. It's an all-boys school. The high school part of it is. I mean, I can't remember. It's very Catholic. But so, Salty, since you're our biggest celebrity by far, do you mind shouting out the chat? Can you see these guys in here?
Yeah, I can see them. Hey, shout out to P-Dog. He was one of the first people in here. The basketball and the football guy said, thank you for starting early. Iverson Vlogs, one of the seasoned vets in here. Roy, he came and checked out TSGP on Thursday. Shout out to him. Aljoy Alfonso, what's up, man? A burner account. What is that? Belgian Blazer, Johnny, Bo Strobel, Elixity, Nicholas, Sarch, Astic remarks. Nice.
Sarcastic. I like it.
That is great. That is good.
Charles in the building. Who else do we got? Everybody,
Sex Maxwell is here, man.
Yeah, Sex Maxwell's in
Nando.
here.
Humble Rumble.
So
Jason Joyce. Thanks, man. We appreciate you guys.
So was somebody impersonating us on the jam session or something a couple days ago?
Yeah, I brought that up 2 days ago. Yeah, man. I mean,
what happened?
I straightened it out. I DM'd.
It's Darth. These clones accounts. Like they're not in the chat right now, but it's like a virus from Blazers Uprise. Whoever clones all these accounts or makes these fake accounts came over here, and they were doing that last podcast or even the podcast before. Like they were posing as the Valley Podcast and saying that we were canceled and shit for the night.
Yeah. So King, I hope you're still in here, King, because King's like the first one in here saying yo, and then all of a sudden I look up and I apparently have typed in our podcast is canceled tonight, and he's like, oh shit, okay, why? And I don't think I saw him so I don't know, guys. I mean, it's tough. Like, if we see you guys saying ridiculous stuff in the chat, we'll probably go ahead and assume it's not you.
Unfortunately, with YouTube, there's no way to chat. I can't click on people's names because it would be easy to see if it's them or not. Because you click on their profile on YouTube and it would take you there, and it would show you it's a zero account or whatever. I need to contact someone at YouTube. Not like that they'll get back to me, but that's something I definitely want them to address because I don't understand why you can't just click on people's names and go to their profile. Like, how hard is that? Stupid.
Seriously.
So did we contact the jam session and tell them it wasn't us?
I did. I DM'd Darth and I was like, hey man, like, not only was that not me in the chat, like these dudes are in our chat, like telling people that we're not going on and stuff. I'm like, so I'm being sabotaged. I was like, we cool love it. He was like, no problem, man. Don't worry. But yeah, like the account that was posing as me was like, this podcast sucks in their chat. Like, These guys.
All right,
like,
on the real, you would say that one time, but then be like, no, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't. I would never type that shit. No way. I would not hate on them. No way. Not in public. Like, I might do it behind their backs. Just kidding. But I would never do it in public like that and try to be. I don't know. Anyways, they're cool. They're not mad at us. So, anywho, let's see. So, yeah, DeAndre got taken out with like 3 minutes and 55 seconds in the first quarter, and he had 3 points and 5 rebounds. I didn't expect that game to only extrapolate out to 9 and 7. I mean, I know we talked about DA quite a bit, but I just can't get over how non-involved they feel like he should be with the offense. Like, he's just way too talented, man. Way too talented for that. But I'm also stuck in this conundrum where I can't say anything bad about Monty because he's coach of the month. You know? I mean, is this going to become a problem in the playoffs?
That's the question, isn't it? That's what this all comes down to. We don't know. We have no idea what Monty's going to do. Is he going to pull a D'Antoni and play 7 players only? Is he going to widen the bench? Is he going to run guys off 5-on-5? Is he going to make a sub every chance he gets? Like, we don't know. No idea. Salty?
My question is, when's the last time the Suns had a coach of the month?
Well, didn't Hornacek win like coach of the year? I felt like coach of the year even is coach of the year is kind of like, I know this isn't a coach of the year, but he is probably going to win coach of the year. It's kind of like a bad omen. You know, a lot of coaches get fired after they win that. Like, look at Brad Stevens. He's almost out with the Celtics. I don't even know that I want him winning these awards. I want him to keep flying under the radar. You know?
Well, they're going to give it to Quinn anyways up in Utah, right?
Quinn. They were in the playoffs last year. They've been together for like 14 years.
Correct.
Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Nobody expected the Suns to be doing this. Nobody.
Correct.
And like you always say, Coach, COVID year, no practice, no training camp, and we're still like this? Come on. This year is weird, man. No one in the media gives a damn about the 1 or the 2 seed. All they want to talk about is 3 through 8. It makes me furious.
2 small markets, dude.
But what year have you ever seen that before, where there's 2 teams clearly better than all the other in the NBA,
every year we were 1 and 2
that don't get talked about? Was it like that?
Absolutely.
Even with Nash and Amari and all that flash?
They didn't care. We were on ESPN. It was cool. So, the Suns are on again. Oh, they're going to be 62-20 again. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's like a gimmick.
Dallas-Houston matchup at the 4-5. This is what you need to watch. That's what they were doing.
They were excited about the gimmick that was the Suns, like how they played, but they didn't take them seriously, you know, like at all. And it's true. I mean, for a certain extent, they were right because we didn't have a bench, we didn't play defense, so, and then we weren't doing it before. So, like, the media likes to say, like, "What have you done for me lately?" And if you have these teams coming out of nowhere in their small market, then they're like, "Well, why should we give them shine? Who's to say that they're not going to get bounced out of the playoffs?" And we'll look stupid, you know? It's easier to be, hey, let's, jock on the Lakers nuts for even if LeBron's out and AD and stuff. What about because the Spurs, did it take them a while to build that traction with the media? Like, they'd had to win multiple championships.
They won that championship in '99, right? When Tim Duncan was a rookie, they won the championship it was the shortened lockout season. They played against the Knicks, who were the 8th seed, who beat the Heat in the first round. I remember that vividly. And they won the championship in that shortened year where they played 56 games, and everybody fell in love with Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys see the jump with DA?
Yeah.
What?
Rachel Nichols.
After they bashed them for the last 10 years, and now they want to be buddy.
Wait, what?
You're talking about you're talking about that Sons of Anarchy stint that they used to always do. You remember that?
I forgot about that. Good call.
They would bring that up just to clown on us, Sons of Anarchy. Like, oh, this organization is in such turmoil. Let's talk about the Suns just so we can kick them around. Yeah, you're right, man. And they had DA on Salt,
Mhm.
and it was a pretty cool interview. I'll send it to you. And he's just kind of they were talking about what CP3 means to the team, and how they asked him about him, kind of a fluff piece, asking him about how the time he gave Frank his chain and stuff like that. Just stupid stuff, right? But
all of a sudden we're winning, and it's important.
Bro, we have won. I was just gonna say we've won. What is it, like 26 out of 32 games? 26 out of our last 32,
and we're still doubted.
And there's no, like, you literally, Brandon Marshall, you guys saw, gets laughed at when he's saying you guys need to take the Suns seriously. Just because you haven't done it in the playoffs, I don't know, man. There is some merit to that. I'm just not worried, man. With CP3 at the helm, I'm not worried. I'm not.
So, about the national media, how about the Golden State Warriors got waxed by 50 by Toronto, dude?
Yeah.
So they're obviously on more national games than we are. It's like, why don't they flex those games or change them? Can they do it? I don't know. I know that in the NFL they could do that sometimes, but it's kind of weird to see them on all these national games and they're just getting dog walked.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's another West Coast team, more so than the Suns. These guys are in California, in that market. They've got those superstars, and it's what people want to see. It really sucks, man. People are being cheated. People are being forced to watch the mediocrity that is the Dallas Mavericks and that is the Warriors, right? And these Lakers. Lest ye not forget these terrible Lakers. People are being forced to watch that crap when they could be watching Devin Booker put on these virtuoso performances, when they could be watching CP3 in the twilight of his career point guarding on people. People don't get to see that, man. It sucks. It sucks for the league. It really does.
You remember when Draymond said that Book needs to get out of Phoenix to a real team? You guys remember that? Now the tables have turned. Fuck.
Yep. I mean, I don't take anything he says seriously. Did you see how recently he said that he's the greatest defender of all time? He really said that like funny. 3 days ago, bro. That's right up there with Shaq coming to the Suns and saying, "When I get angry, I win championships." Kobe told me how my ass tastes. All right, it's right up there. That's what it means to me. That and DA saying they can't double book if they're if I'm there. Oh man, are you all right, Coach?
Hey, are you guys ready to trade for this Maladone kid and give him the max?
Dude, that's just a situation.
Who the hell is that? I've never heard of him.
I'll tell you who he is. He's
okay.
Insert any player who finally gets a chance to take a bunch of shots and just happens to have a good night.
Yeah, because he was a minus 26. Pull up the ESPN box score. I don't know if you have it, but their team, the plus minus, I've never seen a minus for a starting lineup for everybody that high. It's crazy. I guess it makes sense because of how bad we beat them. But damn, minus 32 for that skinny white dude. Minus 26, minus 24, 27 minus. Damn. Crazy.
There it is. Yeah. So
look at that. Ouch.
This dude Brown at missing all his shots had the best per for the team.
Can we talk about the one that got away, Ty Jerome? I mean,
you're such a, listen.
Were you high on him? Were you high on Ty Jerome, dude?
Why wouldn't I be?
Bro, you thought he was the next Steve Nash? Fuck.
No, not the next Steve Nash. Anybody in the chat? Does anybody have the balls to admit that they liked Ty Jerome?
Who is jocking? Who bought a Ty Jerome jersey?
I
know
didn't get a
they're
Ty
out there.
Jerome jersey, but I love that dude. I mean,
Dude, you love that dude. You love these mediocre players, bro. What can you say? It's like the
they're not mediocre in college. It just doesn't always.
Where did he go
translate.
to college?
He went. I'm pretty sure he went to school with Mikhail and won that
Virginia.
title. Oh, he went to Virginia. Didn't he win a title?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Burner says, "What the hell is a Ty Jerome?"
What is a Ty Jerome? It's when was he drafted? Was he a first round pick?
He was a rookie last year.
Was it last year?
No. Was he?
Yep.
I thought it was 2 years.
Nope.
Let me see this.
Tex
Let me
Maxwell's
see
got
this.
my back. He says he liked him when he was a Suns player. Absolutely, man.
Ty Jerome, 6'5", first round, 24th pick of what draft? 2019.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one that got away for I know Gabe has his jersey tucked away somewhere, dude. It's somewhere.
It's somewhere over there with my
he thought he was the
Jalen
truth.
with my Jalen LeCue jersey. Listen, Jalen LeCue is Archie Griffin at the point guard. Archie Griffin.
Archie
Bunker.
Archie Griffin.
Archie Bunker. Archie Goodwin.
Archie Bunker too.
He's Archie Goodwin at the point guard position with rocket fuel in his shoes, bro. Jalen LeCue is nasty. I don't know. He must smoke so much weed that he just can't get on the court. That's pretty much the only thing that he could be doing wrong.
You don't get a suspension anymore in the NBA for weed, right? They took that out.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
So
weed's
doing
legal.
that now.
Weed's legal in marijuana in Arizona. So hey, you know,
Shout out to Salty. Shout out to everybody in Arizona. Congrats.
shout out. But yeah, Ty Jerome, Gabe will always miss you, man. I know you're not listening, but
He would, dude. He is a bucket. Tonight, I think
2 for 11 bucket.
I think he was pushing too hard tonight because it was his former team and he wanted to show out. Romp's got my back, says in praising mediocre players. It's like they're not mediocre in college and they have so much promise. And so let's take a look. So he's averaging 10 points a game,
On a mediocre team.
True.
Man, the Thunders, they're all about that tank. They're all about that
They went all in on
Timeline.
the process or whatever you want to call it, man. They got 1 million picks. They got rid of everybody. They want to suck, and they have tons of draft picks, man. We'll see what they do in the next couple of years, man. We'll see what happens. But they let them get away, man. They had Harden. They had 3 MVPs on their team at once, and they still didn't win a shit, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They gave up the wrong one. They literally, if anyone doesn't remember this, I know some of you guys are younger than us.
Can we talk about – I know, keep going, but I'll bring something up.
I was just going to say they gave up specifically Harden because he was like the 6th man. This is before Harden was not always Harden. There was he was like a young Ty Jerome, right? It's like he had all this promise and then it actually panned out, but it didn't pan out until he got to be a leading man in Houston. But they didn't know that he was going to be like that, so they chose to keep Serge Ibaka with
was crazy.
Westbrook and Durant. It seems right? But what do we talk about? This league is not about bigs. We're torching the league, and we don't even give our big the ball.
So we screwed up drafting a big. I got it.
No, they screwed up. They screwed up picking Ibaka.
So we shouldn't give an extension to DA. I got the message loud and clear, Mr. Negative.
Facts.
All right, so Evan, we watched ASU basketball when Harden was there, man. I know this is off topic. I did not ever think he was going to be what he is now, man. I don't know if anybody could.
No.
Like, he was good in college, but like, what the hell? It's weird that a basketball player gets like a million times better in the NBA. Like, what do you think of him coming out?
It was an interesting system with having him in there because if you remember Herb Sendek, the coach, he played a lot of zone.
Mhm.
And so he wasn't really guarding one-on-one. So I felt like that hided some deficiencies at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, I remember games where teams would face guard him and he would stand at half court and the team would play 4-on-4. And he would just stand there and take himself out of the game completely. 4-on-4, more spacing, that's fine. And then Jeff Pendergraph, who changed his name to Jeff Ayers, he was the other dude on the team. And we went down to him all the time. I mean, Harden had some nice handles here and there, and he did some nice things. I never would have imagined him going 3.
Yeah, because he got drafted 3, and I was like, what? Like,
yeah,
what?
I couldn't believe it.
But OKC did their work on him. But yeah, that's the fact that they had 3 MVPs at the same time and didn't let that work, man.
You know what it reminds me of?
Crazy.
Saul?
What's up?
Tell me if I'm way off here. It reminds me of Booker. Booker came in from college. He wasn't expected to be as good as he is. Surprise, surprise. He's a fucking killer.
Yep, that's a really good comparison. So what I was going to talk about is the God damn it.
Harden's just better than Booker.
Who did the interview that we just read on Twitter? I sent you the DM. He regretted going to Atlanta. What's his name?
Joe Johnson. I thank you. I wanted to talk about this.
Yes. So he admitted that it was a mistake to chase the money because he's haunted by the fact that he didn't get a championship, and that was the closest he got, and that was the closest he ever got. That makes that hard. That's heartbreaking, man. It's crazy.
I sent the interview that Amari Stoudemire did on Knuckleheads podcast. If you guys haven't heard Knuckleheads podcast, it's a lot of fun with Q Rich and Darius Miles. Dudes back in the day that got drafted to the Clippers, all that, man, they were just highlight after highlight, a whole lot of fun. And we got Q one year. I sent you that last year and talking about how Sarver didn't want to extend Joe Johnson. All Joe was looking for was 6 years, $38 million. Think about that. He signed 5 for 70, and all he wanted was 6 for 38. And Sarver didn't want to do it.
70 from Atlanta.
And yep,
yeah, because it was a
sign and trade. Yeah, and he didn't want to do it. Sarver didn't want to because the year before they had just signed Q and they hadn't traded him for Kurt Thomas yet. And they paid Nash all that money, and they knew that they were going to have to get Amari in a year or two. Okay, 6 for 38. Even Sarver has come out and said it's his biggest regret.
It's insane,
man.
It's insane.
6 for 38.
That was like, I think that was a bigger blunder than Steve Nash getting checked into the boards. Like, those are the two.
Blunder.
That was the one, but man, just thinking about that team, if they would have kept Joe Johnson, it would have been minimum, just like he was saying, minimum 1 championship. I think that you could write that down, and it may be multiple. So
there were so many times we couldn't D up that one dude, or we couldn't get a clutch basket in the last 2 minutes. Could you have imagined ISO Joe when we needed him in the last 3-4 minutes of a game? He turned into ISO Joe, right? He wasn't ISO Joe in Phoenix. He was a dude that was going of any player. I couldn't believe he went to the 3-point contest. He bombed it, by the way, and Q won that one. But ISO Joe in that 7 seconds or less. Are you kidding me? A dude where you can just give it to for 23 seconds on the shot clock. It would have changed our franchise.
If you think about it, the Suns were like the first. They're not the first, but they were a super team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had legit all-stars, right? With Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash. That's 3 already. And then you have Joe Johnson, which would be a 4th. That's insane.
And Stat was so pissed at Sarver to the point where, like, he did another interview with All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and was Stack on there. Mm-hmm. And Matt Barnes just called Sarver a straight up bitch. I'm like, man, Sarver's a bitch. He's a straight up bitch. And he was mad. Amari was. He was mad when they didn't get Joe Johnson. And then they traded Q for Kurt Thomas. So they got done. Remember, this was coming off of the Marbury year, right? We just gave Marbury this like 4-year huge extension. He goes out by this huge watch or whatever, and he's just so happy to be here. We just got the 8th seed in the playoffs and all that. It was a turnaround, and then we flopped the next year. Complete flop. Trade Starbury's ass, and then who do we bring in? We bring in Steve Nash and Q. They go 62-20, and then we trade everybody. We bring in Raja Bell, Boris D out, Kurt Thomas, and Amari is pissed, y'all. Amari is hot. He's like, he literally says, like, where are my boys at? These dudes are like the same age as me. Where's my boys at? Like, we just did 62-20. Like, you're not gonna let this ride. And then to prove how much Sarver's a bitch, when it came time for Amari to be re-signed and he went to New York, he wanted to stay at Phoenix. He bought this house finally. Everybody was staying. His whole family was there. They were ready to stay. You know what Sarver said? He goes, don't get all-star on me. I can trade your ass in a second. And Amari's like, what? You're fucking talking to me like this? Like, you know what I've done for this franchise? I just got done putting up 26-9 Western Conference Finals. If it wasn't for a Kobe Bryant airball 3.
See, bro, that's the one that sticks in my craw.
But Robert Sarver said after that, I can trade you and get other players, and he brings in Hidu and Josh Childress.
So was that his biggest regret, or it's like he's had a lot of bullshit?
Amari got injured. He had one good year in New York, and then Amari was done, sadly. Would you rather have that one good year and then him get injured, or Hidu Turkoglu and Warwick? Oh yeah, easily, man. Easily, you take Amari back. I mean, we sucked anyways, right? We would have eaten the cost, and he would have rode the bench, whatever.
Yeah, you're kind of screwed either way there, but it's cool. It's not cool to look back because it's deep scars, but it kind of shows you the history of the Suns, you know. So any kind of lessons that we're getting from that is the fact that this Suns team that they have together, that's one of the reasons why you don't try to tinker too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can outsmart yourself. Like you're saying, they traded Q Rich, right? And then they did this and they did that. And then we traded for Shaq and all this other stuff. It just never works. So sometimes it's just like, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, roll with what you got and see what happens.
That goes back to what James Jones said and the kind of guys that they're trying and the culture that they're trying to build.
I wanted to shout out the chat. Leo, thank you for the great comment. Everybody drop a like. If you guys are in here and you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do it for us. It really helps us out with the algorithm. We are growing so fast, man. It is all because of you guys. We love every single one of you except for Charles. Right, guys? Is that fair to say? just kidding, Charles. Charles is great. Charles is great. But no, yeah. So No-No's Sports. No knows sports. God damn.
He's such an asshole. Maybe it's this guy we don't like.
It's just tough to say his name. But yeah, they're in here. What up? Joe Jones. Phoenix is not a small market. It's the 5th largest city in America. It's a great point. It shouldn't be a small market, but don't we get treated like it?
It's not just by population. I would say that they're a mid-market. They're definitely not a large market. They're not a small market. They're a mid-market. That's fair.
But no, do you want to go ahead and read this, Salty, if you can see it, or Coach? If I'm sure you can see it better than Salty.
Yeah, Monty said he was letting DeAndre Ayton know on the sideline that they have to respond like pros in the heat of the moment when emotions boil over. I don't want to take away a guy's emotion, but we have to be careful how we show that emotion. So what is this in response to?
I mean, that's fair.
That's the conversation that they were having with each other on the
game tonight.
Yeah. There was some looked like he was pissed, Ayton, that he was coming out of the game or not getting touches or something. We don't know why he was pissed, but there was definitely something going on over there. But I like the way Monty handled that. He didn't throw him under the bus or anything. He was just telling him how it is, man. Straight up. I like that. I also like the fact DeAndre Ayton's getting pissed, like we said earlier.
Thank you. I love that, man. I love it. I really hope he's finally getting to the point where he's going to start telling people like, look, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Because when you go into that mode of give me the ball, usually good things happen because it's like you have to prove yourself. Like if you're telling your teammates, give me the ball, you have to do something with it. So I think that will make his engine go harder when he's playing, make him play more like a Thomas Bryant, where it's just like you can't keep this dude away from the rack. You can't keep him away from his own offensive rebounds and stuff because he's trying to prove to his own teammates who are just treating him like he's a slouch.
Well, if that's from tonight, you guys can confirm that it happened tonight because there was an incident that happened the other night where it was cutting to a timeout, and I think it was just Coach that was vividly upset with Ayton, just reaming him. That sounded weird, but yeah, like just you could tell like he was not happy, and Ayton's walking away. Okay. So I don't think this is a one-off thing. Like I think the coach knows his potential, and he gets upset when he's not doing the right things, which is good. He needs that tough love. So both ways, Ayton needs to, stick up for himself, and then coach needs to give him that tough love for development.
So you want to go through the scores, Coach?
Damn, that 50-point loss. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
What happened to the Warriors, dude? Did Steph play? What's going on here?
Looks like he didn't play.
I was gonna say if Steph played and they lost by 50,
Kelly Oubre with the
minus 37.
Minus 37, bro.
Same with Wiggins. And motherfuckers on Twitter were trying to say Wiggins and Oubre and this Warriors team, even without Clay, is better than the Suns.
No.
Man.
Drunk off of their past successes.
So we officially closing the doors on the playoff hopes for this team, or what?
I would say they could definitely still get in that play-in game, but I don't think they go anywhere.
130 to 77. Good God,
that's crazy.
That's an ass whooping.
That's giving up. They gave up in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I would too. Maybe they're giving up on Steve Kerr.
The fact that the Celtics are below 500 is crazy.
I want to say one more thing about the Warriors.
Right.
The reason why this game makes me so happy, this score, is because of that time when he let one of his players coach against the Suns and had to let everybody on ESPN know, so the Suns came in and I was like, oh, hey, you play on the team. Why don't you coach? It's like, I effing hate Steve Kerr. I hate him. And I'm sure he got wronged by
University of Arizona alum.
I'm sure he probably got wronged by Sarver, right? Mm-hmm. Don't you think that's what it was? Because he was our GM, and I bet you he wanted to step in and coach.
I don't know. I've never heard that, but
he wanted to pull the Steve Kerr Steve Kerr wanted to pull the Steph Curry for Amari Stoudemire trade, and
they backed out of that shit.
Yeah.
I heard the Warriors backed out of that shit.
Bernhard called him Disaster Poppy. Oh,
Disaster Poppy. Wow.
Perfect. And it's just a situation where your ex-girlfriend leaves you and you don't want to go see her succeed with another guy. That's all this is. Like, I don't really hate him. I just can't see him out with another guy, driving a better car, looking better. Can't do it.
So some other Western Conference scores that have come in now that we've been on. The Bucks beat the Blazers 127-109. So thank you guys that are going to listen to Blazers Uprise going on to our show afterwards. I know that must have been tough for y'all. Lakers beat the Kings 115-94. Lakers keep winning, man. They just keep winning, even without LeBron and without AD.
How?
Kuzma had 30.
Your prediction is just not going to come through, man. You said that they were going to slide out of the playoffs. That's why when I heard that, I was too.
Like, I don't know about that shit. I didn't think playoffs, because remember the playoffs, the 7-8 obviously get in, but the 9 and the 10 team also get in too.
Yeah.
just this year.
Look at this. Look at this, like, really easy schedule that they've had, though. Like, the Suns was the first game that Braun didn't play. Then they had, so of course they're going to lose to us. Zion got him, the Sixers got him, but the Cavs, the Magic, the Kings, they're going to probably lose to the Clippers. I can't imagine they beat the Clippers.
They'll lose.
Who knows?
You know? So yeah, let's do a little anti-LA. So that's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss.
Whoever is in that 4-5 range should be praying to God that LeBron comes back sooner than later, because they're going to slot into a position and knock someone out that was going to be going on further in the playoffs.
It's what James Jones said, man. I don't give a damn what other teams are doing right now. It just wherever they lay, let your chips lie where they may. Isn't that what we've been saying all year? Doesn't matter. Just play the games. Let the other teams do what they're going to do. We need to play our best basketball the last 10 games of the season.
So what else? We got Mavericks won.
Other scores. Yeah. Before that, the Celtics pull within one game of 500, beating the Rockets, who we play next Monday. So Suns get a 2-day break, you guys. They get Saturday and Sunday, which they need. They need a break. So
it's a lot of games.
Yep. And they're going to keep on getting more back-to-backs because we had to make up a few from COVID stuff earlier in the year. So, but the Rockets lose tonight to the Celtics. We play them next. And then the Mavericks beat the Knicks. The Knicks just got over 500, and then they lose again and are under 500. So 99-86. Luka's back. 26, 8-7. Blah, blah. Hornets just keep on trucking, man. Hornets beat the Pacers. I thought the Pacers were going to come back and do some things, and they just aren't right now. But the Hornets are 25-23. The Grizzlies beat the T-Wolves 120-108. Karl Anthony Towns with another 30-16 game. No big deal by him. The Hawks beat the Pelicans, which surprised me, 126-103. Bogdan Bogdanović had 26 points, though. And then, sadly, the Jazz beat the Bulls. So, damn it, Sasha Vujacic, you do nothing for us.
Mm-hmm. Hey, take a look at this Doncic stat line for me, if you will. Anything?
11 for 23, 3 for 8, 5 turnovers.
The only
7.
It's -7 stat line.
But of course, ESPN's going to be jock riding Luka tonight. Probably won't hear much about Book. Probably won't hear much about CP3. You know,
that's fine. Good. Keep it that way. As long as we possibly can, keep it that way. We didn't beat anybody tonight. We did what we were supposed to do. No SGA, no Dort. It didn't even matter tonight.
Yeah, so we don't get any help, but at least we're staying.
Grizzlies moved up in the standings, I think.
Our magic number is down to 13.
13 wins?
Yeah, we had some losses since I've been gone. We obviously had a few wins. There's 24 games left. We're 11.5 up. I'll count 11 for this, but you know, it's 13 games, man. 13 wins.
Donovan Mitchell 7 for 21, 2 for 9 from 3 tonight.
But he had 26 points and a plus 13.
Typical Donovan Mitchell game right there, man.
10 for 10 free throw, though.
See, okay, so hear me out. He's got all the athleticism and like talent that Booker has, but he can't put the ball in the cup the way that Booker does. Booker has that uncanny ability to knock down shots. And like Mitchell is like, in my opinion, like a Walmart version of that. He's got the moves. He can dribble. He's got hops. He's got better hops than Booker does. But he just isn't as lethal. And that's why you see these ugly stat line games from him all the time. Is that fair, Coach? Am I off?
I would agree.
Salt? I don't care anyway, Salt. I don't care what you think.
I did hear something. As I say, I always listen to sports radio because I sometimes don't want to go through the BS of getting the right podcast one or, whatever. So I just turned on sports radio here and I turned it on to a point where they were talking about what are local Salt Lake City sports guys talking about the Jazz? Well, today they were worried about their inconsistencies that they have. And I was like, oh, I thought the Jazz were all high and mighty, right? They're supposed to be the best team in the league. And they're talking about the things that they're worried about is a team that's going to come in and physically bully them. And I was like, okay, let me listen to this. Anytime they go and they play a tough team like Philly or Milwaukee, something like that, they get bullied, they get put off their spots, and they're shaken, they're rattled. But nobody wants to go into Salt Lake City and do that. The Nets just played here recently. No KD, Kyrie, Harden, right? Who else was it? Dallas came in here with no Doncic, and they've just gone on a slew of teams that they've played without their best players. I think we can be physical and aggressive with them. I really think we can. I think Ayton can be. I think Crowder can be.
Did you see that all defensive lineup that Monty tooled around with today?
Yeah,
with beautiful.
Gabe Vaughn.
CP3, Gabe Vaughn, Carter himself. Yo, when you said to me, hey, you going to talk about your guy, and you were talking about Tyshawn Alexander, I thought you were talking about Gabe Vaughn Carter. Let's talk
about
got up
Siobhan
tonight. Carter.
He got up.
Do you guys feel like he's won maybe a little bit more playing time with that performance today, or do you think it's just kind of like use him where you got to use him? He hit a couple jumpers. It wasn't just a dunk.
I think it more has to do with Langston Galloway playing like poo.
I don't think it garnered anything. He was playing against scrubs, right?
You would come in and just pour sand all over my hopes.
It was a nice pick and a dunk, man.
So Bo says Mavs radio guys say Phoenix would be an easy matchup for them. Well, they must be booting black tar heroin if they really feel that way. Or they must be – maybe Doctor Strange opened up a portal and sent them back 3-4 years ago when the Suns didn't have their number. But we have their number in a bad way. Like, I feel comfortable letting DA, if he had to, he could guard Luka the whole time. He does a magnificent job guarding Luka, let alone Mikhail, who actually put fat Luka in Mikhail jail when we played him.
The last time he put anybody in Mikhail jail.
Don't
facts.
Go there. Don't go there. Mikhail's jumper is just not.
Ugh, it looks.
You're right, man. You're right. I've been watching it since you mentioned it, and he's got that hitch back.
That hitch is back.
The hitch is back.
It's like the druggie that tried to get off of drugs. He's been clean for a while, and he just relapsed like a motherfucker. His hitch is just completely back. You can't tell if he's going to make a shot or not anymore, really. So, but he gets to the rack. Man.
Yeah, he just needs to find that shot again. And then Cam Johnson,
he will.
Cam looked good
tonight.
He looked okay tonight, right?
He looked good.
You look good.
Him and Mikhail are just that 1-2 punch that I think will go as far in the playoffs as that 1-2 punch can take us. I think they're just so underrated. Speaking of underrated, does anybody else feel like nobody talks about how great of an alley-oop passer Devin Booker is? I know he's had a couple of wonky ones here and there, but I feel like he's like 90% on the effing money, bro. Like, he comes in there and he doesn't even look like he's thinking about throwing an alley-oop because he doesn't throw it from here. He throws it from like down here and just kind of hucks it. It goes directly to DA. Like, these alley-oops are looking beautiful. I think it's my favorite thing of watching these games lately has been actually seeing him dunk the ball with one hand, two hands. It should be unstoppable. And it's going to come huge and handy when it comes to the playoffs. We need those easy buckets in the playoffs.
Facts.
Yep. Are they going to be able to get that versus Gobert? Ooh.
No,
Jokic, you can get him versus Jokic all day.
Ayton's going to play 9 minutes versus Gobert, man, because we're going to go small and take Gobert completely out of the game.
So did you guys see that little thing about Blake Griffin talking crap?
Where he finally dunked?
No, he's basically saying, like, I think it's funny that for the last 2-3 years, everybody's been telling me how terrible I am. That's all they talk about me is how bad I am. But now I go to the Nets, and all of a sudden that's not fair, right?
Well, yeah, because I don't know. They have issues with these super teams. It's just comedy to look back and see that the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers was canceled by what's his name, the guy that died.
See, the thing with that is David Stern was the acting GM of the Hornets at that time. He ran the NBA, but they didn't have a GM, so he was their GM. So as the GM, he looked at that trade and said, I'm sorry, I'm not giving the Lakers Chris Paul so they can go run off more championships. So thank you, Stern. Thank you for making
they ended up winning them anyway. They did
go and win a couple. But I just wanted to ask you guys, do you see any correlation between that whole Blake Griffin thing and Aaron Gordon? Because I took my lumps on this show talking about how much I want Aaron Gordon. And everyone laughed at me and told me to go get in the basement with Geek because I wanted Aaron Gordon. But now Aaron Gordon is killing it with the Nuggets, and he looks like the perfect fit, the perfect replacement for their dude that went to Detroit, Jeremiah Grant. And so I want you guys to answer to me. Why didn't you guys want Aaron Gordon? Why didn't anyone think
you finally wanted that W, right? That juicy W.
Give it to me.
You're not getting it, dude. Because we would have to give up stuff, right?
Coach is terrified of Denver. Coach, tell him how scared you are.
It's a fit thing, man.
It works for them. They got a big ass lineup out there that they can throw on you guys.
So who would you be taking out of the starting lineup to put him in there?
Who are you going to trade for Aaron Gordon and his $19 million cap?
You have to give up assets to match salary. So that all go. We're not saying he wasn't a good player. I said he was an overrated player, which I still think he is. Because
I remember the word "washed" being thrown around.
I didn't say washed. Go get that. Find that tape for me. I did not say washed. I wouldn't have called him a washed player. I said overrated multiple times because he is overrated because he's a dunker. Yeah, he can shoot the ball. He's just on a better team. He has one of the best centers ever to play this game. And then he has Murray on his team. They're a deep team. So, yeah, he's going from a really bad team.
He's shooting 50% from three.
He's dunking and he's slashing, and he finally has a center or a guy that's he's the best passer in the league. That's a big man too, and he's slashing off that.
He's shooting over 50% from three.
In so 3
anyway,
games.
You didn't answer how you would match salary with the Suns, and then who you would take out of the starting lineup, and how
salary
you
schmallery.
And
if the Nets can have the Monstars. We can't have Aaron Gordon. We can't make it work. Are we trying to win a title? Because I got news for everybody. The Nets are terrifying.
They're going to win it all anyway, dude. There's nobody that's going to stop them. So, I mean, it's at this point, it's playing for second place right now, in my opinion.
I think the Suns could stop them.
They're winning without Kevin Durant right now. Look at the clip that they're on. They have they picked up fucking Blake Griffin off of waivers. They have like a ridiculous team, and it's like a meme at this point. Like it's a legitimate like all-star starting lineup at one point. If you went back a couple of years,
it is.
That's what the league wants, man. The league wants these big teams to do it all. That's why I'm not getting into that. I'm not even fucking going there. We have a good ass team right now. I'm putting all my effort into this team, and I'm trying not to think of what all these other teams are doing.
Because
it's bullshit.
I'm willing to think about the Nets, and I honestly believe we could beat the Nets in a 7-game series. Here's why. We got 2 superstars. I'm willing to say Booker is playing like a superstar lately. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the last couple games.
2 superstars. Now, what do they have? They have 3 superstars. But the rest of the team I give to us. So I look at it like a Miami Heat versus the Mavericks sort of situation. And I think we can be the Mavericks. I think we can be that team that comes in, plays hard-nosed defense.
It doesn't even matter if you get bounced in the first round of the playoffs, dude.
We're not getting bounced in the first round.
But we have to focus on the West. The West is going to be legitimately like a 6 to 7 game series every series.
I'm just not looking at this year. I'm not willing to look at this year as it's great, we're good, but it won't matter in the end. No, I think it could matter in the end. That's all I'm saying. But you're right. The West is going to be tough enough to get out of.
Because it doesn't matter what the Nets do if you can't get past the West. And the West is a gauntlet, dude. Period. So you would have to focus on your first round matchup and then your second and then getting out to actually get to the NBA Finals because they haven't been there since '93. So can't put the carriage before the horse. So I'm not even worried about the Nets. I don't care about them until we do things in the playoffs. And that's what coach has been preaching, right? Next game, you can't focus on the Rockets, too far.
Man. It's gonna be like when Thanos gets hit with everything that Iron Man has, and he's like, all that from a drop of blood. That's going to be the Suns versus the Nets, bro.
No. I've seen too many sports events, too many upsets, there's no way this team could ever beat this team, and then they win. I've seen that too many times. It's way different when it's a 7-game series, right? But I remember the Warriors beating the Mavericks in 2007 when Dirk won MVP. There is, especially in a COVID year, without having full arenas, there is no reason we cannot go on a 4 or 5 game run where we hit 20+ threes. There's no reason why we can't. Period. We can. Will we? We just got to worry about beating. We just got to worry about beating Houston on Monday. That's it.
So, with that, I wouldn't mind one more time looking up our schedule.
I have it up.
It is oh my God, you guys! This week, this is
Phoenix Suns week.
Is this the most important week of the season? It might be.
Let me look at the whole thing.
Absolutely.
To this point, I agree.
Look at this. There's a stretch in late April that would probably be. But for right now, it's West Coast teams.
It's huge. So we play Houston.
One more tune-up game versus Houston. And the reason why that's a trap game is because they're going to be thinking about Utah.
Right, and ESPN. Coach? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's where it's all at right there.
Or that we both
back to back Wednesday, Thursday, man. That back to back. That is it right there. And then some sweet revenge on Washington.
What do we do? Okay, Coach, you weren't here. A few of the guys in the chat were saying they would like us to do a watch party. Could you pull off a watch party even half of the game? Salty, could you?
I'd love to do one. It's got to be the right game though, because
Utah.
I'm probably not going to be able to do it that early just because of my wife's surgery, and I got to help take care of my son and put him to bed and all that. But maybe like a week.
What time is that? My time. 7.
It'll start at 7. And you can come and go. You can come and go. You don't have to.
I might be able to make it work.
I think that would be fun, man. And we'll do like live play-by-play. Like we'll it'd be like a Rogan fight companion. You guys chill with us. We all talk during the game. I think it could be fun. Maybe we could figure out how to put a ticker up, like a live action ticker. I don't know if I've got the technical savvy.
And Vlogs has a great point I forgot to bring up. If we beat Utah, we win the season series. Man, we play Utah twice. We have to win them one time. We got to win one more time against them. If we win 2, we move up 2 games.
That'd be a hell of a tiebreaker, bro. What are we gonna do if we win both of these games? Like, I think we just
need to beat Houston. I know. Let's just beat. I know. Just beat Houston, man. You just said it yourself. It's a trap game. Don't trap yourself into this.
Well, I'm not going on the court, so
But we, as a fan base, need to put our energy into beating
I'm not
Houston.
going on the court, he says.
But last time
You're
you
not?
did this, what happened, Gabe?
We lost.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but then also we were on here 2 nights ago, and I said we were going to beat Oklahoma City, and I said we're going to go on our streak that I said, and everybody and Burner was like, Gabe, could you please not jinx us again? Didn't jinx us. We beat the brakes off of them, folks. 140-103. Like,
Things happen in games, man. We all know sports. Anybody that's in this chat should know sports well enough to know that anything can happen.
ooh, Charles says the Suns won't lose to the Rockets. Very definite. I'm gonna remember that, Charles. I will give you your props if you're right. I think you are.
They damn well should. They damn well should.
Right?
If we lose to the Rockets, we're not talking about beating Utah on Wednesday. Let's put it that way.
But then we will. But we could still
Right?
easily come back out and just beat Utah. Be like, oh, we made a mistake. We took Houston lightly. Let's show you what we really look like. And plus, we're at home. Better get that game, bro.
Yeah, but then if you lose to Houston, there's always the potential to lose to Utah. Like, this could happen. They're a good team this year, so we could lose to them. And then we go on the road after losing 2 and play the Clippers. That's possibly 3 games right there.
All right. So on to my ridiculous standings here that I feel we're gonna pull off. Okay, so remember I said I jinxed us with Orlando, right?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm calling Houston. I already said we win one of these, potentially lose one due to refs.
Due to refs.
It'll be a referee thing, but yeah, man, I'm saying we slide through these next 3 games, man, and we come out smelling like roses. That's just me. That's just
Whatever
me.
that means.
Iverson, no, Gabe, no. It means we come through these 3 games, and the league says, "Wow, they went and beat Utah, then they beat the Clippers. Maybe we should actually give them their props. Maybe we should stop talking about Horton here's a who in Los Angeles, and let's start talking about Booker." See, Burner's scared, man. He says you don't want to do this. I do. I want to be here those nights with a shit-eating grin that says,
I hope it
told you
happens.
so, and I was proud. I was not scared, man. I'm not.
You're
What's
just
wrong?
you're not getting my reaction until we beat Houston. Then I'll get into Utah. That's just me.
What's wrong with Paul George? What's going on with him?
I was watching some videos about him today, Undisputed and First Take, and basically they're saying that without a true point guard, which they've got Rondo now, without a true point guard, PG-13's shots are all super contested. Like, he's not being set up. The offense isn't being very conducive for him. He has to do hero ball, and so it's stifling his game. Have you heard anything on him, Coach?
No, I'm looking right now. He's not in the injury report right now either. Pat Bev and Rondo were out yesterday, and I'm looking at Serge Ibaka, and I'll let you know in a second.
Clippers have 4 more losses than us.
Yeah, Ibaka's not going to play either because it's been days and he hasn't even done any on-court workouts, so he's probably not going to be available. And Utah hasn't fucking lost anybody all damn year. They've been perfectly fine this whole damn time. That itself is annoying as shit.
So they're three up or down in the loss column. So they only have 11 losses to our 14.
It's a big week, man.
Yep.
It's a big week.
Yeah, man. We'll be here. We'll be here the whole time. We'll be here later. Charles, we're getting ready to sign out too, man. I mean, do you guys have anything left to say about tonight? This unbelievable win.
Go Suns.
Yep,
So
go Suns.
Roy says, did you guys show the D-Book dunk? Not only did we show it,
Bro.
Coach has already added it to our highlight. Darth, what up, bro? He says, Utah's like the Suns. They keep catching teams that are shorthanded.
Yes.
That's true.
I said that earlier. Yeah. That's what they were saying on Utah Sports Radio today. And that the Jazz can be bullied and lose a game, which I'm looking forward to.
But yeah, you put it in the highlight reel, right? In our outro and intro, right? So yeah, look in our outro here for that amazing. What number is it, Coach? I didn't even notice.
I think it's 7 or 6.
Yeah, it was towards the front, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. So, anyways, you guys, thank you everybody for coming out. Geek's still in the basement. We'll work on it.
Let's get 30 likes. Only 2 more.
Get these likes, please. And if you guys have Suns fans friends, say that 10 times fast. Send this out to them, man. Show them what they're missing, man. We want everybody in the chat. But we love you guys. You can follow Salty at Saltiest AZ Fan, Coach at Coach Evan B, myself at Gabe Von Carter. And then you guys can follow the whole podcast at Suns Valley Pod. Suns win. See you guys in a couple of nights.
Let's get ready to rumble! Barkley, 24, The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! 22.5. Book on the crossover. Gets inside! And hammers it down.